Hi, it's me, Jazz. Today I'm going to be reviewing a watercolor palette by Jen Crafts. I got it through a deal on Facebook. It's one of the ones where you buy it and then they give you a gift card, like, I think they're called rebates. I don't know, I just saw an ad on Facebook and it said, buy this watercolor palette and we'll give you a gift card to pay you back for it, so it's free. I did end up paying like $2 in tax because I live in one of the states where Amazon has to charge tax. So it didn't end up being free, but pretty close, so I'm not too bothered. It's a 48 color palette. It came with a pad of paper and 2 water brushes. I'm going to show you the palette itself when I flip the camera, and then I am going to paint this illustration that I lined in the paper they sent. And then I'll tell you what I think of it and all that. Alright, so I still don't have a camera set up, so I'm just holding it with my left hand, the camera. Okay, so here's the palette, here's the outside. Opens up, bunch of pans. This part comes out, separate mixing tray, pretty cool. These little things come out as well in like little sections of 6, which I think is nifty. Then it came with 2 water brushes. This is the smaller one. As you can see, I've already been using it a little bit. And then this is a larger one. Also came with a sponge, which I have not cleaned since I did my swatches. So these are my swatches. Definitely not nearly as organized as I normally do swatches, but I'm gonna just say I have a process. Alright. Took a break to wash that sponge because it actually is pretty useful, so I don't have to use a full thing of water to clean the brush off. I don't think it is a great, like, 100% replacement, but it definitely helped while I was doing the swatches. So, also, I thought I should show you all the box it came in. So, I don't know, it's kind of cute. The colors on the back are not super accurate, but like they're pretty close, all things considered. So they have guess they have a YouTube and stuff too. Alright, so yeah, now I'm just gonna paint this. I think I won't add just, like, I think if I add commentary, it'll just be a voiceover afterwards. Otherwise, there'll be music. Okay, I want to start this voiceover with just giving you all some information about these 2 characters. They're characters in a story I'm writing. It's the one, I mentioned it last week when I posted the digital illustration of Ada and that demon. These 2 are also characters from that story. The one on the left, her name is Anne, and the one on the right, her name is Dakota. In the story, they're a couple, as you can see in this illustration. Yeah, I guess that's really all I can say without getting into too much spoilery business, but They're probably my favorite couple in the story, just because I think they're really cute. Another thing I would like to note, not about these characters, but about this paint. For this illustration, I did my best to use single colors and not mix too many colors, just because I've noticed that more inexpensive paints don't really like to mix colors. They end up getting chalky or thick and more opaque. So that's one of the big reasons why sets like these come with so many colors. It's because it's kind of difficult to mix new colors with them, and so it makes more sense for them to have lots of different colors. Of course, I did break that rule a few times, like with her hair. I decided to mix something darker just because there weren't any like really, really dark browns in there. But I did so just with mixing 2 colors, so I tried not to do anything more than 2 color mixes. And when I get to the clothing on Dakota's side, you'll notice that on the shorts, the paint starts to get really thick and opaque, and you can't really see the line art. If I had had my wits about me, I probably would have gone back and redone the line art, but I didn't. Maybe I will in the future. Alright, quick art intermission to say a few things as I've been painting that I've noticed. So, I needed to go wash my brushes because the, I don't know, something about the paint has been gunking them up a little bit, so I went, washed them, refilled them both. That, and when I said at the beginning that I was gonna use the sponge to try and not have to use the thing of water, I broke down, I got a little thing of water. I use a fancy Jello cup. So that, and I have definitely been stopping and forgetting to start the camera back up while I paint details, because the camera will make my hand tired, and then I'm like, oh, I'll turn it off for a minute, and then I'll forget and start painting. So you'll probably notice a few little jumps. Yeah. Oops. Alright, now that I'm done with that intermission, I think you can see here now what I was talking about with the shorts and the paint thickening up, and how you can't really see the line art anymore. That's because paints like these, you know, they just get thicker and less opaque. I presume it's probably like whatever the binder they're using, or whatever extras other than the pigment they're using. I'm not 100% just because I'm not a paint chemist, but from my experience, that's just what it seems to be. Another thing I think you can see right there, I made a mistake. I went in and started painting the blue right after I painted that pink, so that's something you shouldn't do, because I didn't let the pink dry, so the blue started just like ghosting into that pink. So yeah, I think that's all I really have to say for this voiceover. There's not a whole lot left to the painting anyway, so the camera me will take over in 4 or 5 seconds maybe, I don't know. See you then. Alright, I'm done with the illustration. So, my final thoughts on this palette for now. I mean, I might have more in the future, but from my first painting, my thoughts are, for free, this is a great palette. I love it. There's a lot of cool just functionalities with the palette itself, ignoring the paint. Being able to take just 6 colors out at a time, move that around, that's really cool. I like it as an idea. I appreciate that it came with 2 brushes, a sponge, and paper. The paper is, it's okay. It's not particularly exciting. It did warp quite a bit with this painting, as, let's see if you can see, like that. I tried not to use too much water just because I figured it would warp, but yeah, it did a little bit. I'm not a big fan of the texture. I'm sure you could see it in the video. And when I tried to layer paints, it did it started to pill up. Yeah, that's all my feelings on the paper. The brushes are pretty cool. If you like water brushes, I do not like water brushes. I just have trouble controlling the water flow, and it's just not really my thing. They're good if you're traveling, but I prefer if I'm in my own home and I have all my regular brushes available, I'm gonna use regular brushes. That being said, if water brushes are something you like, then these are good water brushes. The only thing I noticed that's kind of weird is the twist on. To twist it off, you go right instead of left. It tripped me up a little bit, but it's not like a big deal. It's just something you want to know. Let's see. Other than that, that's the the tray coming out is pretty cool. I took advantage of that while I was painting. It was nice to have the separate trays. I prefer that to just having a big old open tray, so that I can mix individual colors in the different trays and they don't mix if I don't want them to. Okay, so if I were to be paying for this set regular price, it was $28. Now, $28 for 48 colors, I think is a pretty good deal. There, of course, is no pigment information, no light fast information, nothing like that. So it's not a professional set by any means. So I would not sell originals with this. That being said, you could, of course, make a painting, scan it in, and sell prints. But because I can't guarantee that the paintings made with this set would last forever, I wouldn't feel comfortable selling originals. As you layer the colors, they do get more opaque, I think, than regular watercolors do. Other than that, I don't know, they seem pretty regular for this type of paint. So it's not student grade, not professional grade, but the sort of just nebulous watercolor paints that are out on the market. If you are a hobbyist, I think this paint set is really great. If you want to do like adult coloring books, this would probably be pretty good. And also, if you just want to play around with this set, or just play around with watercolor, I think you could get some good use out of this. Alright, so I'm going to put the code that they gave me for referring people to this particular deal. I don't know if it's still going, but if it is, you can like click through. I think you might need Facebook Messenger for it to work. They'll send you instructions. How it worked for me, they sent me instructions. I went and purchased it through Amazon. Then I gave them my the code that you get when you purchase an item. I sent that to them, and then it took 2 days. So yeah, it took until the item itself shipped. Once it shipped, they gave me the gift card. So you won't get the gift card when you buy it for a few days. And if you're in a state that charges tax, sales tax on Amazon price products, you'll probably end up you'll end up down however much the tax is. I want to say it was $2. So keep that in mind. But if the link works, they did give me the gift card after the item shipped. So seems like a good deal. Let me know if you use it and something doesn't work out, in which case I will remove the link so no one else gets messed up. But I got it. It all worked fine. If you use my code, then if I get like 10 people referred, I think I get a $50 gift card, which is cool. I like gift cards, and if I get it, I'll probably just buy more more watercolor stuff to review on here, or markers, or some other art supply. So yeah, that's all my thoughts for this palette. I had fun. I'm gonna put like some up close photos of the painting after this, and yeah, I hope you have a good one, and I'll see you later.